My only regret is that I could not make it myself to this event. I've been a Pathfinder from my eye was at my knee. I've been from Busy Bee all the way up, Adventurous Club, and listen, when I heard that Camporee was coming to Jamaica, I said, I have to make it. Then I realized I can't make it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so disappointing. But anyways, I watched it from the comfort of my couch, and I'm gonna go through and tell you the highlights that I really, really enjoyed. And definitely come in the comments below and let me know what you enjoyed. All right, let's get into it. So a lot of people may not know what the Pathfinder Club is. And quickly, the Pathfinder Club is like the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts or like cadet, but it doesn't only deal with discipline and going into nature and doing activities. It deals with the spiritual aspect of our lives. So if you're in the Adventist church or any other church really, it's a group of the Seventh-day Adventist church. You can join it. And you don't have to be a baptized member to join the Pathfinders Club actually, but definitely you have to join it through the Adventist church, right? So Camporee is something that happens every 5 years. So it's been going on for 25 years because this is the 5th Inter-American Division Pathfinder Camporee that has happened. Basically happens in different countries, and this is the first time it was being kept in an English-speaking country. And lo and behold, it was Jamaica. And I was so happy to hear that. Of course, because I'm Jamaican, fine? And Camporee happens not only in Pathfinder, but Cadet, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, these organizations also have Camporees. It was held in the Trelawney Stadium, right there in lush green Trelawney, and everything started from the 4th to the 8th, so it was 5 days, and people left from everywhere. There were people from Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Venezuela, listen, Mexico. People were from everywhere, Costa Rica, and they came and went to Jamaica. And this is the thing, a lot of people in Jamaica don't even know that this was going on, that so many persons were traveling from all over the Caribbean and the Inter-American Division to basically come and be in Jamaica at this event. So the first day occurred, something I loved was how organized the program was. So while I, kicked back and watched from my couch, my daughter and I, we enjoyed it. Notice that the program order throughout was the first day, well, it started the first day. And basically what happened was they had videos from each division. So different countries sent in their videos just to see what their Pathfinder club were doing, just to show us, what's going on in their different Pathfinder clubs. And then they would have like the Jamaican anthem play after that, after which the preliminaries would occur, the Pathfinder aim, pledge, and the motto. Loved that, stand at attention for the pledge. Your right hand is over by your left chest, everything. Then the Jamaica Union president, that's Pastor Everett Brown, came and spoke, as well as the president of the Inter-America Division. And then what I loved was the fact that the mayor of Falmouth came and he spoke, and as well as Honorable Olivia Grange. She came and she spoke, and they were both honored, and they were given medals and stuff like that. So that was lovely to see. There was a representative of the opposition party as well. So my highlights were 3 things. The fact that I saw the Honorable Olivia Grange being recognized, and then Humble going up and singing, like that was everything. If you're an Adventist, you know Humble, and you know that they're one of the #1 singing groups in the Adventist church, a cappella, and they did a cappella or otherwise, and they did such a great job of praising God in song, and it was lovely. Right on King Jesus. But it's when them go down into all Christian people from all denomination. Listen, yes, I was like, yes, I was there. I was dancing, I was like enjoying myself. And then things already better, and I'm rocking, and I'm like, yes. I could just imagine the euphoria in the stadium. How awesome that must have been. And then Imam Daddy-o, hello. That was it. It was just bomb. And I'm like, what's gonna follow this? Then I see Rich Aguilera, and Sky goes, oh mommy, Uncle Rich is on. Uncle Rich is on. I'm like, yes. He's a ventriloquist, and he's there with the little toucan. That's the name of that bird on his hand. And what I loved was that he came, and it was very entertaining, but very educational, spiritually, and not just intellectually. And first night, he was just talking about the people who believed that the world developed in a big bang, and he was showing that, that can be right, and the world was created by God. And throughout the nights, he came every night. I remember seeing him one of the days too, one of the day programs, and he spoke about Noah and the ark. He spoke about the fact that the earth was created. He spoke about fossils, and he gave us real science, not false science. So that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. My daughter loved watching that part. And I loved what I love about the organization of it. They didn't only, okay, Humble would appeal to one crowd, but Rich Aguilera would appeal to a large crowd too, but also the little ones, you know, the little ones can have something that's entertaining and they can learn from it. So I loved that. And then they had praise and worship. Enjoyed the praise and worship each and every night. You know, they were singing My Jesus, My Savior. And then the sermon was actually in a play where they were showing reenacting the story of Gideon. If you don't know the story of Gideon, you need to go read up on that. And they were talking about this. It's one of the really good stories in the Bible. And basically it's just talking about how Israel was in captivity with the Midianites and they were just being oppressed. And the Lord just used Gideon, one of the persons who he was like, why are you using me? You know, he had no faith in himself, but the Lord's like, I'm going to use you. And he used him and 300 men to deliver Israel. And they reenacted this story throughout the night. So peace here, peace there, peace there. It was so well done, I'm telling you. And then after the message was delivered in a play, then Pastor came. He was Pastor A.J. Peralta. And I think it's Andres Peralta. And he's the World Pathfinders. He's the World Pathfinder Director from the General Conference. And listen, this man was so energetic, running up and down the field, running up and down the stadium stands. He was sweating. He would go and mingle with the people, and then he would deliver his sermon. And I loved that about him. Young people need energy. Young people need their leaders to be energetic too. You can't have somebody and them slumping down and talking like this. No, we can't have that. So Peralta is, in my opinion, definitely one of the best leaders that the GC could have chosen for the Pathfinder department. And I loved the sermon. It was lovely. So basically the order of each program was the same every day. Only the days that they had baptism, and we're going to get to that they had baptism some of the days. No. So they have the day and the evening. Day 2 in the day began with the Pathfinders, and they were in their band and they were playing the trumpet, their cymbals, their drums. They were having a good time on the field there. It was so good. They were marching and showing off their skills. If you know anything about Pathfinder, and that's one of the things that a lot of people get drawn to, the band as well as the drills. Again, we have different videos from different countries showing us what's going on in their countries. But the highlight was Usain Bolt showing up, and that was crazy. The youth went crazy. They were so happy to see him. And I loved when the pastor said, oh, we know Usain's mom worked to get him here. And I know what that is. When your parents are like, no, you have to come, you have to do this, you have to this, you have to that. And Usain obliged his mom and graced the Pathfinders with his presence, and that was such a lovely time. I could have seen. I'm gonna put all the links of where I got my video clips from because I wasn't there. So obviously took some clips from some videos that I was watching, and I'm telling you, and I watched some other reviews too, so I'm gonna put those in the description below as well. But I'm telling you, it was clearly a lovely time. I am here sitting on my couch, sitting in my chair, and I'm enjoying it. So you must know. And you know, when he came, he gave them a little talk, and he encouraged them and told them to follow their dreams and stuff like that. So that was very nice of him too. So a lot of people don't know that Usain Bolt was brought up as Seventh-day Adventist. He was grown as Seventh-day Adventist until he ended up in sports, and then, you know, that's when he kind of veered off. But one of the pastors that were very integral is the Pastor Ala Powell. He's the youth ministries director at Inter-American Division, and he was very instrumental in, of course, pulling all this together and stuff. And he came up a lot and spoke. So that was Peralta, Al Powell as well, right? And they also had MCs, 2 MCs, a female and a male. And I loved that they were both bilingual, and they were Jamal Franklin. I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce these names properly. And Jamal could speak Spanish as well as English. I think her name was Cinces Sidura, and I'm sure I'm fumbling on that because she's French, if I'm not mistaken. She's from the French Caribbean, so her name, I'm sure, is pronounced totally different from that. But I loved how they did so well, and I love the fact that the organizers chose 2 persons who could both speak English, but they each spoke other languages. So one spoke Spanish, one spoke French, so they could reach out to that side of the audience. So that was lovely in and of itself. Anywhere in the world you go and you say Usain, you know everybody says Jamaica. So another thing that is associated with Usain is the Seventh-day Adventist Church as well. On day 2, you know, the Gideon play spoke about basically Gideon tearing down his father's altar. Listen, you need to go and read that story in the Bible. So important. Very, very good. I loved that they used that. Basically coming back to God, the people of God coming back to him, and us being instrumental in doing that. So I love that. And of course, after that, you know, the Pastor Peralta spoke, which was lovely. So day 3 now started off, the evening program started off in praying with groups of 2. I loved that. That was awesome, because the point is not only just, oh, we're gonna have fun, but it's a spiritual thing as well. It's about the spiritual part of us, or souls. Fine. Uncle Rich came out, did his thing, spoke about the flood and proving that it's true, and giving a lot of scientific explanations and stuff like that. So he and the toucan, and the two of them are such a good team, because the toucan is so sarcastic and he is nonchalant, and Uncle Rich is the energetic one trying to prove things to him. I really, really enjoyed the different languages. I enjoyed hearing them. I enjoyed seeing the different flags when they would wave in the crowd. There was even one part of the program where they were having a wave in the audience, so that was good too. And then this is when the baptisms really started, like on day 3. And you know, there was a sermon given on day 3, and it says basically Christianity, his main thing was Christian life is surrender. However, sin is heavy while salvation is light. So you're surrendering your sins, you're surrendering your life, your heavy weight to God for him to give you light salvation. And I loved that. I loved that takeaway. And you know, he was just saying, just leave these heavy burdens at the cross. And it was really appealing to the young people. I really appreciated that. And it brought me back. It was so nostalgic. It brought me back to my camp days. It brought me back to the days when different churches that would come together, and we would have days where we do meet together, and we do our drills and stuff. And we would have spiritual lessons as well. It would be so, so good. And it just brought me back to those days, those sermons, those things that appealed to us. And I'm not gonna lie, it got so serious because I was bawling my eyes out during the baptism. And why is, I remember as a youth, Pathfinder was a part of me getting baptized. Pathfinder was definitely a part of that. And I remember one of the reasons I never left the church, like I never was like, oh, you can renounce me or anything. No, was because I was baptized. And I was baptized at the age of 9. And even though I didn't understand every single thing, I was baptized at that age, and trust me, I held on and I said, I'm already baptized. It's like it held me. I was like, I'm already baptized. I'm not going to leave the Lord. I'm so not going to leave the Lord. And I was just holding on to that. And when I saw those young people getting baptized, going to be baptized, being called to be baptized, I'm like, wow, Lord, you're so awesome. Still doing it for the young people. And I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that time where I was exposed to the Pathfinders Club. And if you have the opportunity, please go and join your nearest Pathfinders Club. You don't have to be a Seventh-day Adventist, and you don't have to be a baptized member to be a part of the Pathfinders Club. First of all, as you can see, like in the Camporee, they're baptizing people. So not everybody who's in the Pathfinders Club is a baptized member. So love that. On day 3 was just talking about the fact that they have different things that they're doing. So they had different booths that would teach some people digital photography. They had different groups that would teach, suicide prevention, not only for yourself, but how you could help somebody else. That would teach about seeds and plants, and that would teach about being in the age of technology, what we should do, how we should interact with technology. There was also another booth that spoke about Bible study, how to give a Bible study. So these things were very edifying, and that's what it is about Pathfinder. So somebody who has a Pathfinder uniform, they have a sash. That sash has different honors or badges on it, and each honor, really, that's what we call it, but someone might see it as a badge or a patch. Each honor basically is something that they have gained after completing a course. So if they've done their Bible study course, they could get there's an honor for that. If they've done some music course, they could get an honor for that. Sewing, whatever, they could get an honor for that. Like rope, tying your different knots, understanding some survival stuff, cooking. So I'm assuming that these booths that were set up were to help them to get honors. So that was lovely. And I was just blessed by the whole thing. And every single time Pastor Peralta came up, I was blessed. I remember him talking about reaching out to people, not being holier than thou, not being high-minded, and just being able to reach people at the level where they are and just loving them to God. and I was really touched. I was a ball in my eyes, oh guys, when that when they were being baptized, and when they had finished baptizing, and then they had said, come again. This was the last day, and they were like making an appeal now, day 5, to people to come, and they were coming still. I was like, wow, lovely. It was awesome. And then at the end, they had a closing day, the closing program, and the Governor General, Sir Patrick Allen, which, by the way, he's an Adventist, and he served for Central Jamaica Conference, which is a conference in Jamaica, and he served for Jamaica Union, which is the entire Jamaica, and then he went on to being the Governor General. He came and he spoke, and it was lovely to see that, you know, just like when Daniel was in Babylon and he was basically a prime minister there, so can Adventists become, of whatever faith. So can you be, you know, high in your country and set an example and live a certain life so that others may see you. So these are my highlights and my takeaways. The baptism, of course, in my opinion, is number 1. But of course, you know, Uncle Rich Aguilera, humble Usain Bolt, the Honorable Babsy Grange, just a lovely time. And if you did not watch the Camporee that went on for the past 5 days, you can go and watch it over by East Jamaica Conference's page. I'll put the link in the description below. And they showed all the days and everything. And even though you are like me sitting on your couch, don't think that those Pathfinders were in the day doing nothing. In the days, they were busy doing all sorts of activities, all sorts of things they were getting done. And they also had an investor service, investing those new Pathfinders, or like to increase in their ranks, like they finished all their coursework and it's time to graduate. So an investor service is like a graduation every single time. There are different classes, so from babyhood up, from age 4 come up, you just have them in their classes: Adventurer, Pathfinder, Master Guide. I finished Pathfinder, but I'm not a Master Guide. I'm thinking maybe I'll go back, and I'm encouraged actually. And I was saying this to my husband before this, that I may want to go back and do my Master Guide program. So we'll see how that goes. But I was truly encouraged, and I was truly blessed by this Camporee, and it's definitely something I encourage anyone and everyone to join. Pathfinder has built me. It was such an integral part of my life. I don't want to start crying. It was, just Pathfinder is really good. Trust me. Very, very spiritual. You make friendships for a lifetime, and you really meet Jesus when you're a Pathfinder, when you go to camps, Camporee, when you go to different events, and just in nature, what you learn, I'm telling you, I was blessed. I was blessed. So it was a lovely experience, even though I couldn't be there. If you want to watch some more videos of persons and their personal experience who have been there, I know there's another YouTuber, her name is Ashley, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to put her link below. And there's another one too, I'll put the both of them. But Pathfinder, the Lord definitely has it to help our young people. And just go and watch the programs. It's been such a blessing. Anyways, it has come to an end, and it ended yesterday. And I'm just imploring you, if you didn't get to go and watch it. All right? See you at my next video. Bye.